guys, my name is Titan, you're watching the 6th episode of Vedastein, and just to mention it, I'm very glad that you do so. Now today we're going to build a little rest area on the, relatively close to one of the borders of the map, and a few farm fields around it, even though I just wanted to try it out a bit and it looks a bit out of place. But more of that later in the episode and also in the next episodes. Now, as usual, if you don't want to see the whole process of building, you are very invited to just skip the time lapse, and as always you find the timestamp in the description. Now, to all of you that are still here and watching the video, which according to the amount of comments I have are quite a lot, thanks. And we start this project with don't know as usual what the name is, the lanes for the cars who want to exit to the west area. I guess you know what I'm hinting at, the 4th lane over there, in contrast to the usual 3-lane highway. The reason why we're building this rest area is that in the city, or in the inner city of Vedastein we are slowly approaching the old town, but most of the assets I need for the old town are not ready yet. I'm still working on them, even though a good portion of those will be uploaded in the next week, or from the 1st of April on, the days after. But I need so much more assets that I still have to build before I can start the old town, and so I just wanted to have a bit of interlude, I guess you could say it, where we're working on other parts of the map. So in this episode and maybe the next the 2 next episodes, we'll be working on the countryside, on this bit of land here, and we will finish the rest area today, and later on we will build a little village, maybe with a small castle. There is a good one in the workshop, and we might use that just to have a bit of old town stuff, even though we're not really in the old town. So imagine a local lord that had it small, or a local lord that had his small seat here, but we'll get to that in the next episodes. Now here I'm just fixing the intersection the game creates, because the lines of the lanes the game creates are, let's say, minimalistic, so I have to fix that. That's nothing that special. That's the reason I cut a big portion of that out. So the other side of the rest area, where we basically do the same, I did cut that out because you see here how I do it, or how I did it. Depends. You see it here, how I achieved the look, and I think it turned out pretty good. And if you remember in the second episode, I said, when I made one of these interchanges, I said that how I made it back then is not the style of, or the level of detail I want to achieve in this series. You saw that within the last episodes. So the level of detail I want to achieve in the series, or I want to go for in the series. And here you see how my highways are supposed to look like. So realistic, with real on and off ramps maybe, call it. I'm not quite sure what the correct term is. Now I'm a bit annoyed that I can't delete those arrows. If you know how I could delete them, just post it in the comments. I'll definitely read it. Well, I read every comment and I'll answer to most of the comments. That's quite easy now that my channel is that small. But as long as it's possible, I will do that. Now when it's about the rest area itself, it's based on a rest area in my hometown. If I remember correctly, it's called Nødnitsgrund. You see it here on the screen. It's, well, a pretty small rest area, because here in Germany we have let's say two kinds of rest areas. We have small ones that are owned by the state or that are managed by the state. Those ones only have a toilet and a few parking spaces and benches for people to sit and eat. And we have private owned or private managed ones with a gas station, a restaurant and all that, and those are not free. So these ones that I'm also building here, those are free to use. Or the toilet is free to use, and the private ones are not free, so you have to pay to pee. We are also going to build one of those ones in a later episode, because in the real world, the location I'm building here, so what we have here is the Veda Valley is, as you know, in reality the Elbe Valley, and it is very close to the German-Czech border, and because of that I'd like to build a border crossing as it is in real life, even though it's not used anymore or not that important anymore because of the Schengen area in Europe or in the EU. But still I'd like to do something like that on our map. And when we're building the border crossing on the highway and not on the rural on the rural road, we'll also have a bigger rest area with a gas station and all that. Now here experimenting with the roads I'm going to use, and I used a combination of those, let's say, bare pavement roads and some asphalt decals that looks pretty good, but I use quite a lot of props. You see here all those ploppable asphalt props, which is not very good. So I might do some roads like that, or like these ones later on, and upload them as a set on the workshop. Maybe even a whole set of rest area stuff with not only roads but also a toilet and benches and all that, so that in the end what I did here, without any props or without any specific props, roads and buildings, so that I in the end would have that as a set, or that you would have that as a set. But for now, that's how it was done. Here I used this public toilet by, I think it was Rick 4000, or how he is called. I think that's how it was. He's a guy from, or I suppose he's a guy from Great Britain who builds a lot of Great Britain stuff. And he also did this toilet in his UK High Street pack. But here I used it for the rest area, and it fits really good because it has the typical style those German rest areas have. And just again, you see it here on the screen, my source of inspiration, let's call it like that. The rest area, I built this one after, and yeah, I try to achieve the same layout with the trees and the separation between cars and trucks. And in the end, I think it turned out pretty good. Even though the citizens don't really use it. I placed a lot of PPGs, so parked people generators and event generators, but still they don't want to come here. I mean, of course, it's only, well, some kind of leisure place or free time place when you use those PPGs, but still it would be nice. But well, now it's a bit empty. It still looks, in my opinion, it still looks pretty good. And some foliage. Again, I just try to achieve the same look as in the rest area. I built that one after. Now when we're here at the parking spaces, what's really annoying is that the Sims or the citizens, when they enter the few who are enter the area, when they do so and want to visit the benches and all that, they don't park on the parking spaces, which I can't understand because they work everywhere in the city but here. But okay. They drive beyond the parking spaces on they don't park, but just let their car despawn and then walk a few meters back to the benches, and so I just don't get it, but if that's the way the game works, I guess I have to live with it. Because of that, there are not many cars, or actually there's not a single car actually parking on the parking spaces, so I might just download a few prop cars and place them there. Yeah, I lose a lot of foliage here. Because of that, the frame. Oh, damn it! How is it called? I forgot the word. Frame. It was something with frame. Well, let's say the FPS dropped quite a bit, but that's the game. And yeah, but only in this area. Only in this area. Now here with the vehicle restrictions, I try to make it so that the roads are only used by the vehicles that are supposed to use them, so trucks and normal cars are separated from each other. And here the benches and the tables and the trash bins, which the Sims don't want to use, but I guess we'll have to live with that. Now when it's about the second side of this rest area, I didn't record building it, or I did record it, but I cut it out, because you see here in detail how I made it, and I basically only used Move It to copy the whole thing on the other side of the highway. Now when it's about these guardrails, I would really love to use them more in basically all highways, but again, the prop count. So I also might do a local version of the highways with guardrails next to it. I don't know. But when it's about those, I wouldn't upload them to the workshop, because those are, if I remember correctly, those are network extensions, highways, and those are not made by me, so I wouldn't upload them to the workshop. And here, nothing special, just some details. Now both sides are ready. I just, well, I hope you didn't hear well, I just touched my microphone and, well, okay. Both sides are ready. I just add some dirt and stains. And now lighting. Because for the first time I also use a nighttime cinematic at the end. Because I liked how it turned out during the nighttime. And when it's nighttime, it's no problem that there are no cars on the rest area, which is good. Now some fences. In Germany, most of the highways have fences next to them. I suppose it is for the wildlife, so wild animals don't cross the highways. So of course I also did it here. And now some bushes in between the lanes. I would have loved to build all to place guardrails also here in the middle of the highways, but as I said, the prop limit and again the local version with guardrails that I might do in the future, but only might do. But it certainly would look pretty good. Now that both sides of the rest area are finished, we start with building a few farm fields. I plop only 7 maybe. Well, let's just say so, 7 fields. You saw it in the intro. It looks a bit weird. Only these few farms there, or these few fields there. I don't know how I'm going to do it in the whole series, because the whole area is pretty rural. It's it's on the countryside, but I can't do farm fields on the whole map. That just wouldn't work because of the prop limit, and maybe also because of the amount of tries. So, we'll see in the end what is possible and what's not possible. But I think at least when it's close to the highway or close to train tracks, I'm going to place fields, or close to small villages and towns, of course. I'm going to place farm fields because it really looks good. And you can see it in the end, in the cinematics. It actually does look pretty good in the right angle. And as the whole process of building is slowly but steady coming to an end, for now I'd like to say thank you for all that. With the fields, I just wanted to try a bit what's possible and what's not possible, and yeah, that's why we don't place that much. And I didn't have time because just as a second here, as I'm recording it, the video has to go up, or has to be uploaded in about 3 or 4 hours. So we have Friday, and today is the day the video should be public. And yeah, but okay, thank you for watching. I hope you liked this episode. We had a bit more of a infrastructure based episode this time, and I have the feeling those ones are let's say more they have more views yeah, more successful they are, more successful. That's what I wanted to say. Damn it. But the third time now. Thank you for watching. That's it. If you liked the video, please share it, please like it, please comment if you have any ideas or some things you'd like to say. For now, I would leave you and enjoy the last seconds of the time lapse. And after that, enjoy the cinematics. As always, I think they are pretty good. Follow me on Twitter if you like, or if you want to stay up to date also with my assets that I'm building. And if there is nothing more to say, we'll see next time. Until then, have a nice time and bye.